Hello, hello, and welcome to another incredible Read With Me session on this amazing book, The Little Money Bible by Stuart Wilde, where we're diving into the 10 laws of abundance. So, if you are looking to attract more abundance into your life, there is no better place to be than right here, right now. All right. My name is Vanessa Black. I am one of the founders of Billionaire, where our vision and our mission is to impact the lives of billions of beautiful souls all over the world to achieve personal freedom and financial freedom. And I'm excited because you are here and you are one of those amazing, amazing souls. So let's dive right into it. Our featured personal freedom book of the month. Yes, it's personal freedom book, but it has the word money in it. You'll see why it's our personal freedom book as we continue to read and go on this journey together. In the last Read With Me session, we dove into the introduction, where you can find in the playlist if you missed it. And we're about to dive in fresh into chapter 1. So let's do it. If you're just joining us for the first time, you haven't missed much at all. So glad you're here. All right. Chapter 1 is the law of abundance is natural and God-given. Concept. Since the beginning of time, philosophers, visionaries, and great spiritual leaders, have talked about the natural abundance of our planet. The difference between being aware of our natural abundance and owning a hefty portion of it is one of the main spiritual lessons we come to the earth plane to learn. It is the art of controlling energy and manifesting your thoughts and ideas. Got to underline that. We live in a 3D world that reflects back to us the energy, words, feelings, and thoughts that we put out. We're not all well versed in the manifestation technique, and it takes us time to learn it. But that in itself is a great blessing. Imagine a world where everything that you thought, felt, or said suddenly appeared in front of you. Sure, you could materialize $1 million on the kitchen table in 30 seconds flat, but each time you had a disquiet or a fear, you would also have a monster standing up against the refrigerator trying to eat your lunch. We come into the sluggish 3D world with the blessing of a special protection. We can have thoughts and feelings that don't instantly materialize in front of our eyes as they do in some of the spiritual dimensions. Think about that. Have you ever thought about that? I've experimented in via the out of body state. So the fact that you just can't materialize money may seem to be a hindrance, but it's also part of a greater protection that allows you to learn the art of manifestation without getting hurt in the process. It isn't hard to see the abundance of our planet. You only have to look at the fruit trees in the fall, the lushness of life. We know that money is not rare and that abundance is natural. Buckminster Fuller calculated that if all the wealth of the world was divided equally among its citizens, each and every one of us would be a millionaire. It's natural, therefore, for everybody to be abundant. Our nature state is, quote, rich. Our natural state is rich. The things that get in our way are feelings of lack, despair, and confusion, and the inability to master the marketplace of life. If you have a pen, if you have a highlighter, that is a key line right there. What gets in the way? The things that get in our way are feelings of lack, despair, and confusion, and the inability to master the marketplace of life. More often than not, we get in our own way by placing in our thinking obstacles, detrimental ideas, and strange resentments that we have to clamber over to get the honey pot. I'm sure that by the end of this book, we will have sorted that out, and you'll remember that you already know, namely, that life is energy, money is energy, and there's plenty of both. Start by reminding yourself that there's loads and loads of money around. Perhaps it sounds a bit silly, but you ought to begin every day by telling yourself that there is no shortage of money. There's loads and loads and loads. In fact, there are untold trillions of dollars, yen, pounds, D-marks, and so on swishing about, more than you can ever spend. It's vital to understand that and to remember that there are millions of millionaires, lovely, rich people to whom you can sell ideas, products, and energy, and so become a millionaire yourself. We have been programmed by the system to believe that there are shortages and lacks, and that uncertainty is normal. It is not. That idea is a psychological racket designed to control people and keep them in line by making them fearful. Don't buy it. Most people suffering from a limited mindset have no comprehension of just how much money there is actually available to anyone with the will to step up and collect, baby. Look at the ancient holy books. You will see that they are full of hope and positivity, expectancy, and abundant affirmations. In the Bible, for example, the words of Jesus are abundant. He lived in abundant times. There is no place in the Bible that says that Jesus wasn't making ends meet, even though Joseph and Mary were supposedly poor at the time of his birth. However, because we are taught a fear of power, it is naturally assumed that somehow money is evil, that rich people are dishonest and crooked, and that they feed upon little people. While the economic forces of our planet are certainly stacked in favor of the big institutions and governments, there's nothing stopping each one of us from gathering our fair share. It's hard to align to money if you think it is evil and nasty. But once you come to an understanding that money is neutral, that abundance is natural and spiritual. It's easy to see that having money does not necessarily deprive somebody else. Many of the great teachers have given credence to the idea that abundance is spiritual and that it is your feelings and the power of your thoughts that create abundance for you. In fact, if you are wealthy, more often than not, you will be disposing of your money commercially and charitably, supporting people around you, and adding to the overall velocity and flow of wealth. As I've said elsewhere in my writings, there are trillions of dollars zipping about electronically on any given day. Those electronic signals are literally passing through your body right now, as are all the TV and radio signals that are in your local area. If you stop and think about the millions flowing through your hands at the moment, imagine making a slight flick of the wrist in order to halt some of that loot in transit so it sticks to the palm of your hand. A flick of the mind is faster than a flick of the wrist. Money is good. Greed is not good. However, there is a reason why you can't be very rich, stinking rich, in fact. And there is no reason why you can't be rich, stinking rich, in fact, and still be an extremely spiritual and wonderfully generous person aligned to the God force with a huge heart and compassion for everyone you meet. Metaphysics. One of the inner concepts we have to grasp early on is that the whole of our reality exists in a wave particle duality. I'm going to deal with this idea in detail in law number 5, but I'd like to mention it here in passing, as it is a key factor in understanding why some people are rich and others aren't. What that wave particle duality means at a quantum level is that our supposedly solid reality is not actually solid at all. Everything exists in an oscillation or a hazy wave. It is ill defined. This hazy wave condition remains the same until a particle is observed, whereupon it changes from being somewhere in a hazy wave state to being solid and existing in a definable place. The metaphysics of money and our ideas around money and abundance follow much the same path as the laws of quantum physics. In order for money to become part of your life, it has to go from a hazy wave state of ideas, dreaming, wishing, yearning, and vague maybes into a solid state, a dollar bill, a credit in your bank account, a coin in your pocket. If you can convince yourself at the very deepest level of your being, that there is no lack, no unfairness, and no discrimination, and that making money isn't hard, you suddenly open yourself to greater wealth. Can I get an amen, everyone? Okay, I love that. If you can convince yourself, can you convince yourself? That is a question. At the very deepest level, you suddenly open yourself to greater wealth. This is because you've collapsed your self denial, your aversions, and resentments, and you flip from the insecure, hazy state that asks, quote, where's the rent coming from? To the solid particle state. Suddenly, you know where it's coming from because the check is in your hand, baby. The check is in your hand. And collapsing your hazy wave money dysfunction, you open yourself to endless points of abundance. The simple click, do this with me, click. The simple click of the mind opens a door metaphysically. Remember, all points of abundance, points in our 3D reality where money is actually delivered, where transactions take place, are solid particle states, not hazy waves. They're solid. So, to make the manifestation process work for us, we have to put aside all of our hazy wave ideas of lack. We have to become centered and aligned to the solid symbols of abundance. We have to know we can do it. When thinking about your money flow, say to yourself, there is a way, and I will definitely find it. Say to yourself, there is a way, and I will definitely find it. There is a way, and I will definitely find it. This affirmation works well for almost all of life's little problems. You want to write that down. There is a way, and I will definitely find it. Action. Page 6. Take a little time over the next few days to stop and concentrate on things that you consider to be manifestations of abundance. Go to places where wealthy people hang out, look at the symbols of their wealth, and affirm that the abundance of the earthly dimension is holy and good. Yes, money can be used for evil purposes, but in itself, it has no energy. In order to make your feelings right, you've got to agree that abundance is natural. You can't look at abundance with anger or envy, and you can't become abundant if you exclude yourself. So when you see a person in a limousine who is wearing fine clothes, if you say consciously or subconsciously, what a rat, that lifestyle is not for me, poverty is holy and good, you deny your potential. It isn't easy for the most ordinary people to look at extreme manifestations of wealth and join in the idea. The ego is too racked with jealousy or inadequacy in judgment. We'll look at a palace and say, that's not my kind of house. We see expensive things and say, that's far too much for me. To be abundant is simple. But first, you have to be able to join in with your feelings. It's not vital that you can instantly visualize yourself in the presidential suite of a five-star hotel, providing you don't deny yourself the possibility. In other words, you may say, I don't have to stay at the Grand Hotel, but it's certainly something I could take in my stride. It's certainly something that I am pleased exists. Moreover, I am thrilled for the people checking into the presidential suite right now. In this way, you switch from the negative affirmation that money is bad and that poverty is holy to the idea that money is neutral, that abundance is natural and God given. So, acknowledging abundance as a daily affirmation is a part of your discipline action plan. Acknowledging abundance as a daily affirmation is a part of your discipline action plan. It's a good one to underline. It's a good exercise. Make a point of noticing the plum tree full of fruit. Gaze at fields of wheat. Meditate on the endless rows of vegetables at the supermarket and accept the warmth of the sun as it rises each morning. Also, engage your childlike self with awe and the abundance of stars in the night sky. Each of these are signposts of the universal at large, reminding you that you have the gift of life, that your journey takes place on a planet that is blessed and chock full of everything you're ever going to need. Say to yourself several times a day, there's plenty of money in the world, and large chunks of it are just about to drop effortlessly into my lap. Tell yourself this out loud. For in vocalizing things, you invoke them and make them feel real, and you make them real. There's nothing wrong with a bit of fake it till you make it. It's just an affirmation, and anyway, you will make it real in the end. Yes, of course you will. Money is just a symbol we use to facilitate the gathering of memories and experiences. It assists in interaction with others, and it allows us to come to concepts of honor and integrity, fairness and compassion. It's one way you endorse and love yourself, for it is how you make yourself okay. Using money to nurture yourself is a manifestation of your acceptance to self, your endorsement of self. Can you really love the whole world if you don't include and love yourself? Money is in there with you on the spiritual journey. It's a part of the self realization seminar that you signed up for this lifetime. Yet, most are victimized by this idea because they fall into the ego trap of thinking, that their self worth is linked to glamour, wealth, and their bank balance. You are eternal and worth plenty, even if you are busted flat in Baton Rouge and heading for the train. And the money seminar you signed up for is just that, a seminar. It has many useful lessons. Ponder on them. From money, we learn honesty, correctness, and generosity. We also learn the proper use of power. And sometimes we stuff it up, wielding our money darkly, manipulating and terrorizing people, or using our wealth to gain an unfair advantage of others. Sometimes money shows us how covert we are, or worse, it shows us how to be mean and nasty. Money is a special mirror. It tells us stories about ourselves if we choose to look in it. And from this wonderful symbol, money, we learn trust and faith and hope. We come to believe in ourselves. We are forced to be creative, look the world in the eye and offer our energy, our wars, and we are asked to do that honestly and correctly with kindness for all. Money forces us to believe in unseen forces, and it helps us to be grateful and to remember God. Money sometimes shows us the road out when others are dark and sneaky and ugly about the symbol. It shows us many things money does. It's a friend, harsh and blunt sometimes, but a true friend nonetheless. We have to believe in money, as we have to believe in our friends, no matter what their weaknesses and faults. Yes, money carries us a part of the way to unconditional love. It does, strange as the idea may seem. So expect the best from your seminar and expect your friend to show up the right way. Now do this. Get a 7-day candle, one of those votive candles in a glass jar. Okay. And place it in the southwest corner of your home. With the candle, you can place any sacred power object you may have. Next, you'll write a letter to the universe at large asking for a cash refund. I'll explain. In this lifetime, you have worked, you have helped people, and you have loved and cared for them. You have generated good energy, much of which you did get paid for because naturally, you didn't expect to get paid for kindness, but you are entitled to a cash return for all that love and energy you put out, but only if you ask for it. So ask. Tell the universe, hey, I've done this and that, and I've worked diligently on myself, and I've helped others. And as money is only energy, and I've put out loads and loads of energy, I want a return of that energy, a refund, and I want it in cash and right away, or, anyways, as soon as possible. Add a sentence that says you love and believe in yourself, that you love and believe in others, that you know the world is abundance, and that you feel worthy and entitled to your cash refund. Light the candle and put the letter with it. Then each day, visit your sacred spot and ponder on the imminent arrival of your refund. Do this until your refund appears, restating your affirmations and replacing the candle each week for as long as necessary. It's okay to leave these candles burning all the time. Just make sure that they're in a safe place. Expect a surprise. You'll be amazed. When I did this exercise, I waited for few weeks, then $30,000 dropped in my lap unexpectedly. Nice refund, I'm thinking. And that concludes chapter 1. Amazing. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about what we just read. But chapter 2 is going to be the law of flow, and we'll get into that. Wow, that's awesome. It's almost making me kind of like, I feel the feels. Because, yes, it was this book that I read. Probably I'm going to get the card because I did this exercise. And I'm going to end this read with me session because it's really important, really special. If you go to my Instagram or Facebook, you'll see me. I did a post on this and I show the picture of the index card that I used and I wrote on. You'll see the date, you'll see the exact words that he's mentioning. And yeah, at least 10 years ago, probably at least 10 years ago, where when I did read this, I was a point in my life. I was in a network marketing company, probably 21, 22, 23, 24, something like that. But in this company that I was in, I was working every day. I was prospecting like I was told to. I was doing the presentations. I was showing up every single day. I was disciplined, but I was making zero money. I was doing all the right things. I was studying. I'm a giving person. I'm kind. I have the right intentions, right? I'm building my integrity, my character, all of that, you know? But my focus at that time was never like about money. It was never like, oh, I want money, or I never asked for money. Like that wasn't my thing. It was just like, how do I grow? How do I get better and stuff? And I read this book and this exercise, and I did this exercise on an index card because I never had asked for it like that, but I did it. Super powerful exercise, just changing your way of thinking. Because I was saying to myself, like, how am I not getting any results? Like, as far as physically money. And I'm like, because I've never asked for it. I've never focused on it. I never gave my attention, which Stuart Wilde mentions attention equals love. I never focused on money. I never gave my attention on it of like, yeah, I want to earn it. Yes, whatever. And put it on that. It was never on that until I wrote that index card and I was more focused, like, oh, it's okay. It doesn't mean I'm not generous. It doesn't mean that whatever. It doesn't mean any of those negative things that people say it is. And it kind of gave me the permission and the freedom to be like, yes, heck yeah, I want money and I want to get filthy rich because I know my heart and I know that. So super powerful. I can't wait to find it. Maybe I can find it here. We're visiting our family's here in South Florida. I think maybe my mom does have it because she had sent me a picture of it and I like had the picture. But I would love to share with you. This is definitely going to be an exercise we're going to do in our inner circle. I encourage you to do it with the candles and everything. And obviously, from there, like as my mind continued to shift, like, and the results that have come in place, like what I was asking for a year, and when I was making zero money, like we've done in a month and 30 days. Like, so it's just like, and I want to do it again. So a second time around because it's been a minute. But yeah, I'm definitely, I love this book, loving the mindset. Let me know your thoughts, your feedback. If there's anything that, caught your attention, if there's any way that you used to think about money and you just kind of like were blown away, if you feel like you definitely want to implement this exercise and you're going to do it, would love to just see your feedback. I'm going to be doing it. I know Isabel will be doing it, and I'm pretty sure the amazing souls in our inner circle are going to be doing it as well. So anyways, just wanted to share that quick story. It was life transforming for me and from perspective, mindset, complete shift in the way to ask and the things, and that's on page, and I'm going to show it on here. It's on page 9 if you have the physical book. If not, I'm going to actually put it here so you can take a screenshot on this page. So if you want to take a screenshot so you can physically see it, you can do that. Super pumped for you. Have an amazing, abundant week. Loads and loads of money are about to fall into your lap. Loads and loads of money are about to fall into my lap because we're asking for that cash refund for all the amazing energy, the amazing things that we've been putting out. You deserve a cash refund. Okay. You deserve it. All right. Have an amazing rest of your day. Hope you got a lot out of this. Go ahead and share with somebody that you feel like can benefit from what has been shared. And we'll see you in the next Read With Me session very soon. Take care.